Okay, I just wanted to put up a quick video on this little problem I had with my mission to Moho. What we're looking at is the updated version. I'll go back and show you the old version in a moment, but yeah, this little ship is actually pretty good. Plenty of Delta V. I am in orbit around Moho, so that's good. But the last time I ran through this mission with this very same ship, although almost exactly the same ship, there is a change now, I'll show you that in a moment. I discovered I made one fatal flaw in its design, which made the whole trip there pointless. Oh, by the way, the mission is to take a soil sample at the croissant on Moho. You can't see it from here, I guess. I did the Mohole one already, which was challenging enough. So this was my first attempt to get to Moho for the croissant sampling. I hope I picked the right save. Alright, so what we have here is the mothership and the lander. The mothership has Valentina Kerman on board, and the lander is a probe, a robot. I did some testing with the probe on Kerbin to make sure it was flight capable, and it is. Gets a little squirrely control-wise once we get about 60 feet from the surface of anything. I don't know what that's all about, so I'm going to have to do a lot of reloading and trying again as I get closer to the surface, because I get a feeling this, even with the lighter gravity here on Moho, it's still going to take a lot to control it once it gets close to the ground. So, you might be thinking to yourself, what's the problem here? Well, I had designed this probe with this part right here. Let's see, where is it? No, not fuel tank. Where's the side stuff? Here it is. The sample grabber. And that was a pain just to get aligned properly so it would actually function off of this vehicle. And once I did get it to work, I took this for a test flight on Kerbin itself to make sure that I could land it somehow. Actually, no, it wasn't on Kerbin. Well, I did it on Kerbin, but then I went and took it to the MUN, and that's where I was able to test to make sure it worked properly. And with that test, I didn't put this fairing on it when it took off from Kerbin. I did that as an afterthought, thinking, well, I'll just put this fairing on there, make it more aerodynamic. I'll put a decoupler ring on this, which blasts in both directions, and that'll expose the framework and the digger when it's time to do the landing. And I originally intended to eject this once I was in orbit, but I forgot to do it. I said, it doesn't matter, I'll just eject it when I get to Moho. It's just a little bit of weight added to it. I got plenty of fuel. Well, if I'd ejected it sooner, it probably would have saved me a lot of headache and a lot of time, because as you're going to see in a moment, this didn't really work as expected. So it's a TS25 decoupler. Here we go. This is what happens when I decouple. Yep, you saw that right. That did not work. Now making this probe useless, because as you can see, this cone is longer than the legs, and it'll just topple over when it lands, therefore making it impossible to collect the samples. And I flew all the way out to Moho with this problem, didn't even know it. I went back later and looked at my design and discovered that although the ring was in the right spot, the cone actually attached itself to the bottom of the digger piece. So my solution was to be a lot more careful in the placement of the cone. You could actually bring it in a little bit or out a little bit when you're placing it. In the out a little bit, it sits on top of the decoupler, and the in a little bit sits on top of the digger. So let's go back to my most recent save. Okay, here we are. Here's our decoupler. Actually, which phase is that? Is that down here? There it is, right there. I'm gonna do this. Do it as an official stage, just so I can clean this up. So the staging is gonna be this. That's already on. Don't need that yet. That's gonna come later when it separates. All right, looking good. Okay, good. Here we go. And that is exactly what I didn't want to do. What just happened? Why did that happen? Alright. Let's reload. I must have moved the wrong staging. Okay. That. Put that there. Bring this to here. Well, it didn't work. Here we go. Alright. You saw me hit the stage. It didn't activate the decoupling. So I guess we're going to do this by hand. Let's get this out of the way. It's dangerous. Go. There we go. Decouple, damn it. There we go. Look at that sucker fly off. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. Alright, good. So now you can see the little digger arm is there. That looks good. Let's get the landing gear deployed. Nice. I want to make sure the cross feed is off on this because I want to drain the fuel in these tanks first to make it a little more stable by having all the weight at the bottom. So let me check the cross feed on this. Aha! Shut off that cross feed. So now that these engines should only be sucking fuel from the top. Alright, let's decouple here. Find something. Switch over to that. Seven. Ooh, there's some debris. Let's get rid of that first. Confirm. Confirm. Default 7. Control.